rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcast it like hey, yeah.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute, salute, salute. Man, I'm extremely hyped after this win against the Pistons, man. I'm extremely hyped about this win against the Pistons. I ain't gonna front. Man, I ain't even gonna front, y'all. I'm extremely excited, man. Let me bring up my guy. Let me play the intro. Y'all know how this works. Let me bring up my guy. Lee, what's good, bro?
Big bro, what's good, man?
Man, I'm extremely excited about this win tonight. The Knicks executed some things that we wanted to see. The 3-point defense tightened up later on in the game. About 2/3 into the game, the 3-point defense tightened up. Our rebounding against a pretty tough team was pretty good. Their best player struggled with the looks that he was provided. Our best player didn't have the best game offensively, so he got cooking late, and he was injured. Tom Thibodeau threw a fly into the ointment for Detroit to look at. They probably expected one thing, and then when the game started, they saw something else. So there were a lot of things going on, man. What's good? What you saw?
I'm extremely proud and just like you, excited. I'm so happy to at least in the first game put away some of them narratives that either we've overheard or people trying to push down our throats.
What did you see?
What did I see? I saw a team. I saw a team come together. Like everybody said, the fatal flaw for us is the third quarter, and that's when we let the game go. We ended that quarter. Tibbs got us together. We pushed the right buttons. We put the right personnel on the court at the moment. Hey, we came and we got stopped. First of all, they started off that quarter with a 5 seconds. That right there let me know. Oh, they broke. They broken. Then we got another. Then we knocked down a basket, got back down there, and got another stop. You know, we played mature basketball. We looked like we were an experienced playoff team. We looked like we belonged there. That's what I saw.
Did you see anything schematically?
Schematically, not. I'm not gonna really say anything. I can't really think of anything because I'm still excited. So my brain hasn't really calmed down, and for me to put my eyes together. But I'm gonna say, as far as effort, Yo, I'm very proud of Cat. He played phenomenal at the stretch. I mean, played great defense, got big rebounds, and made some crazy dope passes. And what can I say? The hustle, the hustle. I mean, as far as schematically putting personnel in, I like how he brought Cam in and sat Bridges down for a moment.
Yeah, man. The Bronx is in the building. Hit him up. What's good? HRM, my guy. That's our co-watcher. HRM is our spotter. Salute to HRM. Salute. Man, so there were a lot of schematic things that I saw tonight. I thought a few of them were obvious. Right? The fact that Detroit doesn't have balanced shooting meant that our bigs didn't have to respect Jalen Duren on the roll, right? Did they sneak in a lob or two during the game? Sure. 2 lobs only equal 4 points, right? But if we had given up a barrage of threes, then we'd be like, ugh. The fact that and it's, hold on, let me finish my thought.
No, go ahead, Blunt. I'm on mute.
So the fact that Detroit had designated shooters and didn't have anyone, like they didn't have a barrage of guys that could threaten, I think limits their offense and what they can do against the defense that we put out there. Right? There were some things that we saw offensively at the start of the game. Lee, at the start of the game, who initiated our offense at the beginning of the game?
I couldn't get it, yo. I could not get it because what's called? I was stuck watching the end of the Denver game, so I was tight.
Well, Mikal Bridges brought the ball up the floor. Mikal Bridges was bringing the ball up the floor and getting into like finding Jalen Brunson and getting into a thing. Troy B says we were on already, yeah, because we don't really rock on Saturdays. The only reason why I'm even rocking on a Saturday is because it's game 1 of the NBA playoffs and the Knicks were playing at home. You feel me?
What's the story, Tori?
What's the story, Tori? Bam, you heard Corey. No allegory. Me. Bam.
Shout out to my girl.
Yeah, shout out to the Bronx. Hey, shout out to Jay Giant in the building. Hot Grabber in the building. Soul Finger in the building. Salute. Soul Finger. DJ Cash is in the building. Cash Rule. Salute. Man, there were so many schematic things in this game. I just wanted to bring up like just a couple things, like a few things. Maybe you could do almost like a handful at a time. Right? So the fact that when Cat pressed up and in the drop coverage and forced them at the beginning of the game, they got a couple of layups, a couple of dunks at the rim. Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson were trying to figure it out on the baseline, like who was gonna do what, right? Who was gonna do what? So they beat us there a couple of times, but once we figured it out, bro, that whole thing went away.
It was over.
That was a whole disappearance. That was a whole disappearing act. Wiz is in the building. Yeah, boss. So Wiz says that was a solid game for sure. Snipes Entertainment is in the building. He said Mikal played like he's out of the rotation. LOL. Hey, I don't. Tori B says, "Oh, that's why you were saying early." Okay, I got you. I got you. Hey, but you know what though? We'll accommodate. We'll accommodate next time. We'll definitely accommodate next time. Cash Rule.
What's up,
good,
man?
Cash?
All right, what's good, man?
Hey, man. I'm doing it.
King Cobra, what's good?
What's good, man? Game 1 in the books.
Yeah, so just doing real quick, like just to break down some analysis of things that we saw, and
Right.
then I want to get y'all feedback on some stuff, right? So,
Well,
so hold on,
okay, sure. All right.
yeah, hold on.
All right.
And so here's the thing. Here's my thing. Even though Jalen Brunson struggled early on offensively, he didn't struggle with the offensive looks. He struggled with his shot. And so that's totally different. See, because if he had struggled with looks and shots, I could have legit come up here and said, "Hey, man, Detroit did something to Jalen Brunson. He didn't know what it was, and he couldn't figure it out, so his shot was off." Nah, JB's shot was off early because it looked like he was out of rhythm, right? And those two things are totally different things, right? JB probably. Hold on, let me move this thing. Yeah. So JB's early offense, clearly he was not in rhythm. It had nothing to do with Detroit's defense, the looks that they were giving him. Nothing to do with those, right? All right. Hey, so what y'all got, fellas? What y'all got?
I appreciate that observation as well. OG's defense on Cade, that was definitely a game changer. It was also an anticipation.
Brother man tapped out.
Yeah, he in the Matrix.
He's too excited. He was so excited they had to take him out.
He dropped
But
his.
Joe, yeah, hey yo, but to back him up, yeah,
Hello,
yeah, you in there now?
All right.
Go ahead, blood.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. It's technicalities. But anyway, I was saying OG's defense on Cade, which when you would do an analysis, a breakdown of matchups as we anticipated, we saw OG's defense was very effective on Cade. So
What did he take away, Cash?
what did he take away?
Yeah.
He took away that drive. He always liked to go to the right all the time, and he wasn't able to do that with OG.
Right.
He forced him left, and he didn't make it comfortable. Cade Cunningham was never able to get comfortable. It was a couple of times in the second half you saw, where he kind of got a little something something, but for most of the game, OG had him on wing stop.
Okay.
Yeah, garlic parmesan. He garlic parmesan
Dry
wing stopper.
rub. You talking about dry rub? Or you
Yeah, dry rub. Yeah, dry rub. It was dry rub. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to mention everything. I want to leave it open to everybody else. So.
Not good. Nah, we ain't having a conversation, bro. What else you
You
saw?
Gucci, man. Go ahead, blood.
The other thing that was impressive was Cat's defense in the second half. Man, he showed some kahunas, man, which was good, man. I mean, we take that in stride. I mean, that was great. He played great defense from the second half. The bench, the campaign. I mean, I know campaign can sometimes frustrate us, but he came through today. Campaign was all right.
What do you mean? So what did he do that was all right?
The shooting.
Okay.
His shooting was good. He always gonna be the character that he is, so he's gonna always inspire the team. But his shooting, man, his clutch. That was clutch shooting, man, and we needed that. We needed that at the time.
Hey, hey Lee, you remember he forced the 5 second on the inbound at the start of the quarter? Remember that?
Well, yeah, that's what I was. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. When Cash brought that up, that's exactly the first thing that popped in my head. He put that, yo, that effort. It's that effort, that energy that we needed, and it goes to show you that playoff experience means a lot, and it brings out a lot of characteristics that you don't think are important, and we overlook them sometimes in the regular season. And those are the things. That's that hustle, and that's that will to win. And that's crazy. I mean, not crazy, but it was so dope, you know. And shout out to again to OG for making it hard for the young man. You let him know, like, it's not as sweet as you thought it was going to be. You know, it's not even as sweet, and as hot as uh, uh, what's his name came in the beginning, knocking down some tough threes. Him, Schroeder as well as the six man. I can't think of his name right now. Uh, anyway, the dude who was dating Loris before before Michael Jordan's son started dating her. Um, yeah, he came in, ran his mouth, and then he went ice
Beasley.
cold in the second half. Beasley, thank you.
Beasley. Yeah, Beasley.
Yeah, Beasley. Yeah, he got ice cold, you know, and we created stops and turnovers. Now we look like the gritty New York team that we once was. Right there, from that fourth quarter all the way on, we manufactured plays as well as wins. Not winning plays going into that all into that fourth quarter. We put our foot on their neck and choked them out.
I'm gonna say this too. Schematically, I felt like Tom Thibodeau's drop coverage absolutely dismantled Detroit driving to the lane, and it forced them to be jump shooters, right? And then when they were jump shooters, of course, getting the open look at first they were knocking them down, but the law of averages for everything means if you start slow, you'll take off, or if you take off, you'll return to the pack. And Detroit started off fast by knocking down open threes at first and then smothered threes after they got confidence. But the law of averages brought them back to the pack. And then you saw a swing in offensive momentum towards the Knicks. The Detroit Pistons have a top 10 NBA defense, right? Top 10. I think they were ranked 10th. And the New York Knicks had 57 points on them at, was it 57? I think it was 57 points at halftime, right, Cash? It was 57,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 57. You're right.
57,
Correct.
54 was the lead, right?
Yeah, correct.
Right. And then on that same team, the Knicks scored 67, 60. What league? What's
I know
124 minus 54?
123 minus 54.
57. Okay.
Almost 60
66.
something points.
66.
Yeah,
So the Knicks
66.
scored on that same defense, the Knicks scored 60 even more points in the second half. And if you notice late in the game, we turned down a lot of shots to eat up clock. We could have put up
Yes, we
70.
did. We put up 40 points in the fourth quarter.
I think another key point too, it was experience, because you look at some of the mistakes that Detroit made, some of the bonehead fouls, like from Asur Thompson, Jalen Duran had a couple.
We
I
had
mean,
some too, though, Cash.
and we had a couple too, and then really, the playoff pressure, man, and being in the Garden. I mean, that took its toll on Detroit, on those younger players. You could see it. They wasn't ready.
Right.
They wasn't ready for that.
I'm gonna say this too, because your point is valid, and I'm gonna say something too. It's gonna sound like it's the converse of what you said. Is actually the same thing, but in a perspective. I think they legitimately just ran out of talent. Them young boys that you mentioned making the boneheaded plays, they just not ready yet, bro.
No,
Like I'm saying the same thing that you saying. I agree with you. I think a lot of them, man, coming down the stretch in the moments after you play all them hardcore minutes, man, and then you got to score too. Yeah.
They not worthy. They not worthy.
I would say for Detroit though, that boy Asur Thompson, when he learns how to play in the NBA, to be an NBA, I mean to really be an experienced in depth NBA player, when he really learned his craft, he's gonna be dangerous.
Bro.
He's gonna be dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm glad he ain't dangerous right now. But
Both of them, not
he's
just
gonna
him. Both
be
of them.
yeah,
Remember,
he's gonna be tough to deal with.
remember, this year is kind of like his rookie year because remember he missed a lot of last season with them blood clots.
Yeah, he missed a lot of time. So
Yeah.
So he hasn't even played 82 games yet.
Yeah. So yeah, Miguel P in the building. Sherwin was good. Mike Hansen in the place to be was good. Agent Super Argo was in the building. Salute. Bro, I'm so proud. I think Tom Thibodeau coached the best game he coached all season. Right? Not because we won and put up a lot of points, but because of the process. You could see on the floor what we were trying to accomplish, and we were accomplishing a lot of, not all of it, right? Because the other coach get paid too. So he ain't just gonna let his boys go out there and get washed up, right? About 60% of the stuff we were trying to do, you could see there was something to it.
And granted, we didn't even get a good game from like Deuce. You know, Deuce was off tonight.
His shot was off for sure.
He was off. Yeah, he was. He definitely was not in rhythm. For
Yeah,
sure.
I account that to us having so many days off. But he had 4 assists, and his defense for the most part was decent.
It was tough. It was tough. It was fair. It was fair. It was fair. I'm not going. I mean, it is what it is. But you ever notice cream rises to the top, and we did what we had to do, and we handled business, and we went into the game like seasoned professional athletes. We look like who we supposed to look like, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we can dust these cats off in the next 3 games, inshallah. But if we do, yo, it just goes down to it. You can't always judge things the way we thought it was. And like you said, shout out to Tibbs because he really, really,
Tibbs showed y'all
really,
something.
he really did. He really did. He like
Tibbs showed y'all something.
yo, yeah. He's like, oh, y'all want my job? Well, come get it. I'm gonna show you better.
Right. So the thing I noticed that, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier, Cash, is when Detroit tried to get in that screener role, man, they stepped away and shaded towards Cade and left Jalen Duran, but backed up enough off Duran where Duran couldn't use his strength and athleticism and quickness to go by them to the rim, which forced Jalen Duran to be a jump shooter that wasn't shooting. Right. And so what that did is turn hold on, let me see. Hey, Sean Williams in the building. Nick Yak was good. Master J is in the building. JM was good. It turned Jalen Duran into like a pseudo jump shooter that wasn't taking shots. Right. And so that limited his rebounding and the number of shots he took in this game. Right. And so by taking away his driving lane, you notice that Cade was like, oh, if my roll man is a useless roller, we have to create another thing of offense. So we need to get out and run, force stops and get out and run so that we can shoot threes in transition because our traditional offense is struggling by the look that Tom Thibodeau is throwing at us.
And shout out to Cat for playing like a mature, smart defender. I mean, he stepped up big on that defensive end. Offensively, he knocked down some big shots and helped us make some big plays. But that defense at the end of the game and that rebounding was superb. And it it's one thing for us to call them soft, but it's another thing when somebody else calls them soft. And he let them cats over in Detroit know that I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. And I'm proud of him. He really made me proud of him today.
Hey, Freezy, what is your take on the on the double big alignment with
I ain't
Mitch.
yeah, Cash. I ain't. I don't care. We mean
Nah,
like the double big alignment, just mention Cat
yeah,
playing together. I don't care.
yeah.
I'm in the moment, bro. My Knicks won game one.
I mean, it did what it had to do. It helped us because it kept us afloat for the most part in the first half.
Well,
It kept us in there. But I mean, it was just another look that Tibbs threw at him just to what I'm saying, make him think about it. And it didn't allow them to get a lot of easy shots at the basket either. And they kind of slick took advantage of it because when they were hot, they were knocking down those big shots. But we didn't need to go to it in the second half, which is more important, and that means that we could save at least Mitch's legs for the next game,
well,
and also too, Cat showed why he deserved to be on the court and play big. Like I said, this young man
wait.
really
Hold
stepped it
on,
up.
Chief. Hold on. Wait a minute. Cat got to prove that he deserved to be on the floor.
No, I'm not saying prove. I showed why he is on the floor. Excuse me if I mispreference how I said that, but
Why wouldn't Cat be on the floor?
I'm not saying he wouldn't be on the floor, but it just lets him know that he's not to Knicks fans, to some Knicks fans, that he's not a detriment, and he did what he had to do to help us win.
Well, I look forward to game two. I know it's going to be some adjustments, and it should be interesting. Let the chess match is going to continue because it's going to be interesting to see what Detroit does and how and how Tibbs is going to counteract that. I mean, I know I've seen some things that could be exploited, based on whatever their counter is, but we'll see how it all plays out in the next game.
I think they're getting swept. I think by the time, by I think by the halfway through game four, Detroit will be waving a white flag, bro. I'm calling it Knicks in 3.5. And the
Hey,
reason
bro.
the reason why I'm saying that the reason why I'm saying that is the Knicks did some things tonight. They tinkered with some things tonight, and we didn't even like go all in on it. Like Mikal Bridges in the mid range, like I think Bridges only took like 10 or 12 shots. He might not have taken 10. Bridges didn't even take. Let me see. Bridges took 9 shots, bro. Bridges took 9 shots. And those
And
shots,
knocked that up.
and those shots in the mid range, bro. Them shots in the mid range, I was like, he can get that anytime he wants to, right?
Knocked down a big one in the fourth quarter
Yep, yep.
to
Yeah,
The
keep
it
the
was.
momentum going.
the other
It
thing,
was. No, go ahead, man.
no, go ahead.
No, it was three things I was going to mention, and you mentioned one. Uh, Mikhail in the mid range. Number two, if Duran is going to be guarding Josh Hart, use Josh Hart as the screener and let him roll right to the basket. Screen off uh who when Brunson come down the court and go straight to the basket because Duran can't move them puppies out there out on the perimeter. He can't move them, and then Cat ain't even really shooting no threes. That's my other point.
We shot
If
two.
Cat is shooting threes at a decent clip, if he hits three or four threes, deep threes, or logo three or something, they don't have a chance. But we'll see. Hopefully, it'll be nice if it could be a gentleman's sweep. But we'll see how it all plays out. But it's
No, we
those
ain't said.
things can definitely be exploited.
We ain't thinking about gentlemen sweeps. We talking about pulling out the Electrolux and vacuuming them up and sending them back to Detroit and have them think about how we can get better next year. That's what we talking about. And on top of that, listen, right now, I like the fact that Cat didn't really have to shoot that many threes because the matchup that he had was Tobias Harris. And Tobias Harris cannot hold that man in the paint. Cat knocked down some phenomenal shots. He took what the defense gave him and made the most out of him. He was very efficient. I mean, this man. I mean, he impressed the. I mean, he really impressed me. I mean, I'm just like, I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but now I see a different part of his game that I've never really had a chance to really see in him, and it was dope. I tell you right now, anybody named Toby is not gonna hold somebody like Cat.
Yeah,
I'm
you right
sorry.
on point, brother. You right on point on that. On Cat, definitely. I agree. I totally agree with you, man.
Yeah, I'm with Rome. I just saw Rome. I saw y'all comments in the chat. Rome said, I think that fourth quarter broke their spirit. Once we turned it on and there was nothing they could do. Yeah, 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 yeah. And
And
so
and I
I'm
think
gonna Cash, I'm gonna just say this real quick though. I'm not gonna make any adjustments like that. I'm not gonna do any Josh Hart adjustment, none of that stuff until Detroit proves to me consistently that they can stop Jalen Brunson from his dribble drive penetration and Carl Anthony Towns taking anybody they have off the bounce. Because the combination of that opens up the OG and Anobi drive, and it also leaves our shooters, our spray shooters, open like Cameron Payne. So I'm not going to make, and I'm talking about overall. I'm not saying not intricate adjustments here, there, like tightening the screw here. You know what I'm saying? Hammering a nail over there. Of course, we'll do that stuff. But in terms of any wholesale stuff, I think this is my game plan against the Pistons. I'm going to make them because the adjustments, like when we look at it, like, oh, here, okay, right, okay. Nick Yak said, see how we went on a 21 nothing run against the Pistons after they made multiple adjustments and we still went on a 21 nothing run? I'm thinking in my mind, if we can go on a 21 nothing run against them, that means in the next game, we can have two or three stretches where we can go on a 4-6-0 run, 8-0 run. I think we have that in us against this Detroit defense. And I understand, and I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying it's just a difference of perspective, of opinion. That's all.
Hey, I hope you're right. I hope we all are right.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. On to
Yeah,
the next.
yeah. I think I think what we hadn't seen the best of their defense yet. They're gonna make some adjustments. At the same time, I don't think they've seen the best of our offense yet either.
Nope.
we have not
Well,
even explored the best of our
well,
offense.
well. As you know,
And
in the chess game, you don't always show your move in game one, all your moves in game one.
No, no.
You just give them a little, you do a little something,
Put your
and
pawns in the
then,
middle.
yep, and then you
but
adjust.
facts is facts. Just like I used to say, like preseason football. When you see a football team, and you gotta see them again. You give them a taste of something, and you expose what you can expose. But after that, you wait until you come back to them again, and now you give them another look. I'm telling you, Tibbs, you get this man some time, and he could develop a game plan, and we just proved what was the most important thing. He can have any team ready for a game. It's just about us executing it, the game plan, and also too being able to do it physically, feeling it. You got to remember a lot of these teams these so-called upper echelon teams, we face them on a nights after a back-to-back. You know, yo, yo, I'm not even worried no more. I wasn't even worried at the beginning, but still, now this is even pushed my confidence uber higher and believing in this coach, this team, the starting five, and our bench. And I like how he utilized it tonight. And I look forward to seeing what's next.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually went 9 deep, which I was surprised. He went 9 deep, and then even those that played on the bench, everyone played over 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, I was impressed.
Yeah.
So that's good, man. When I look at check the box scores, I was like, wow, okay. Everybody played over 10. Everybody came off the bench, played at least 10 minutes minimum.
Yeah, yeah. Roll Frolic says, from what I saw, they cannot stop Cat going to the rim, which will open up the floor. Exactly. And they also, and so Rome, I don't think they can stop Jalen Brunson either. And I'm not saying stop him from scoring. I'm talking about Jalen stop. They can't stop Jalen Brunson from getting the shot that he wants, right? Because once you get the shot that you want, it's up to you whether you make a miss, basically. But if you can't get the shot that you want, then you kind of feel kind of uncomfortable, a little bit, whatever. So, Lee, what do you think about JB Bickerstaff's adjustments?
I think I think, to be honest, he saw they were in trouble. He tried to save them, and he kind of burnt himself out because he said he burnt 2 timeouts when he really just it could have, but
Hey,
that's
hey, hey, you sound like Optimus Prime, bro. Lee, you sound like Optimus Prime.
oh, I apologize. Do I sound better now?
Yeah. Perfect.
No,
You sound
I was trying to say,
fantastic right now.
beg your pardon.
Yeah, you sound fantastic right now. It's just a second. And the reason why I brought it up is because we couldn't hear the point that you were making.
Oh, the point I was making was that Bernie Bickerstaff, he tried to save his team in at the top of that fourth quarter, and he burnt 2 timeouts, and that cost him. That
Right.
really cost them because now they couldn't either one get a pseudo challenge or two, you know, really get themselves together and try to catch up with our onslaught of in our attack.
Okay.
And so he had to let them go through it. Sometimes, that's why, if you notice, sometimes y'all get mad when Ted doesn't like call a timeout. And like, oh, we need a timeout. We need a timeout. And Tim's is like, nah, y'all play through that
Yeah.
because that's how you learn how to fight through situations, and that right there shows the experience of a veteran team who's primed and possibly ready to go further in the playoffs.
As
Question for
far as
you. Question for you, Cash. Another
yeah,
question
go
for
ahead. Go ahead, man.
you. So we understand that wins and losses in a playoff series can have a fan base's confidence go up and down. Based on the way you saw the Knicks win tonight against the Pistons, where is your confidence level, say on a scale of 1 to 10?
8.
Is it a solid 8, like a 7.8, 7.9? Or is it like 8.4, almost 8.5?
8.4, almost 8.5.
Yeah, I knew it. I
Yeah.
knew you trying to dial it back. You was like, I don't want to say 9.
Yeah.
Chat.
Well,
Y'all tell me what your confidence level is on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it? And tell me where you are in terms of confidence level. And I know, and respectfully, everybody, listen, respectfully, I know we all human, and I know based on wins and losses and performances, your confidence level is going to go up and down. I'm not that type of person that's going to be like, man, 4 months ago you said, nah, man, we all human. Just tell me, like, where's your confidence level at right now? Like, where is it? Like, is it 6, 7, 8, 9? Is it 10? Let me know where your confidence level is with our team versus their team. Nick Yak says started at 9.5. I'm there with Nick Yak almost. I'm almost there with Nick Yak is at.
I'm pretty much there when Nick Gax at. You know, I never really was going into this playoff series was worried like that. So I'm not gonna hedge my bets. I'm gonna stay where I'm at and stand on that on my pebble by myself.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I'm in that between 9 and 9.5 range, right? I'm in that between 9.5, 9 and 9.5. I'm not there. Y'all been hearing me say maybe today, the past couple of days, Knicks in 3.5. Y'all been hearing me say that. I'm not saying that's where I'm where I was always at. That's where I'm at right now, just based off of information. And so the thing about information is the more information you get that makes you smarter, the more likely you are to change your opinion based on you getting smarter. If you don't get smarter with information, then information is not for you, right? And so I wouldn't be so. I see JM says 7, Sherwin says 5.5, Nick Yak says 9.5, Chef NYK says 10. Um, I would say after tonight, I'm really moving closer to 9.5, man. I'm really moving closer to 9.5.
All right, cool.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I said cool, man. I mean, that's great. I mean, outside of the Cade Cunningham threat and what he could do, outside of that, and say Beasley or Hardaway getting hot, I really don't see anybody else offensively really posing a threat.
Me either.
There's no one else is really a threat. I mean, yeah, Tobias Harris, he had what 22 or whatever, but we dealt with him when he was with Philly. We know his playbook already, so I ain't even worried about him. He can score
And
22, and it still don't bother me.
he did the majority of that in the first half. So
Yeah,
I'm not even. I wasn't even. I knew that was gonna that was gonna come and go. You know what I'm saying? Like the seasons.
yep,
You know.
yep. You right, bro. And they shut him down in the second half. Second half, he ain't do
No, he
squat.
shut himself down. He shut himself down because Cat made himself more assertive in the second half, and he applied that pressure on him where he couldn't even. You know, he expended so much effort trying to defend this man that he couldn't even put nothing out for the offense. You know, and that's cool, and I like that. You know, and that's why I give another shout out to Cat, man. That man really he played big time basketball. He played Nick basketball, and I'm so proud of him. He looked like a real New York Knick today to me, in my eyes.
Okay. I'm gonna say this also. I really like the fact that we kind of rendered Isaiah Stewart neutral. I respect, right? I respect Isaiah Stewart. I respect Beef Stew, right? But I don't know if he really had an impact on this game like he wanted to. You feel me? Like I don't know. He didn't get into any side beefs, or he didn't go through a rebounding spell where he gobbled up every rebound in sight. He didn't shoot the three today, right? And so the fact that Tobias Harris had to play some center was like, you know what? We're making them adjust. We're making them
We
adjust.
didn't fall. We didn't fall victim to his antics because I watched a few things where on the pick and roll and how we were trying to on the defensive end. He kind of like was pushing our players, and I'm standing there looking at it, and we played through that because we knew he was trying to cheapen the game. He was trying to get us to play down to his level, and we took it up another notch. Like, no, this is how you play playoff basketball. You don't know it because you never really experienced today. Now, so we're gonna show you this is how true pros play in the playoffs. This is why we get paid this kind of money, you know. So shout out to the whole entire team for not falling victim to his antics.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's you summed it up, man. That stuff he do in the regular season, it ain't happening in the playoffs. It ain't
Right.
gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And then he looked like he was kind of tight too. Like he was, or he wasn't ready for that stage. You
Nah,
know.
because he wanted to crash out and make a statement.
Yep. He wasn't ready for that stage. He went to his same old playbook thinking that's gonna work. And oh snap, that ain't gonna work in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You see what happened? You see what happened to Debo when he got hit in the head with that brick, right? That's how you handle a bully.
Right. Yeah. And so I'm gonna also say this. There is a such thing as um, um, physicality and tough NBA basketball. I think the Knicks played tough NBA basketball today. I think Detroit's physicality went over the line, and it probably did get them in foul trouble, right? Because playing physical is one thing, like fouling is another thing. Like the Thompson kid played physical. He played physical, but he didn't. I didn't think his fouls were like egregious, over the top nonsense fouls. Especially the one play where Jalen Brunson got bumped out of bounds, and it looked like he pushed him out of bounds. But Thompson was just beating him to the spot, like Doris Burke said.
Yeah, I know Clyde has said because I watched the MSG broadcast, MSG broadcast, and he says use the out of bounds line as an extra defender instead
Yeah,
of going to the man. You go to the baseline. You make a beeline right to the baseline and meet the player there, and
yeah, and use the baseline as another defender, basically. Cash wants to disappear. You in the Matrix, Cash?
Yo, he's stuck there. He hollering at my man. I can't even think of his name right now.
Right.
Man, take the red pill, man. Take the red pill.
take the red pill.
Mhm. So let me ask.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Okay.
So how did y'all like Dennis Schroeder's appearance against the Knicks? How did y'all like Dennis Schroeder versus our defense?
He was tough. He was tough. He gave them that veteran leadership that kind of coasted them through the first three quarters. I mean, with Kate was not equipped or mentally equipped to handle that situation. He came in, he carried them, and he hurt us in the third. I'm not gonna lie to you. Schroeder hurt us in the third, but like Tom always does, he figured him out quick, like quicker than a Rubik's cube, and we washed him out.
Right.
And so they were forced to go back to Cade, who's not experienced enough to ready or to be ready to deal with the type of pressure that was needed. And shout out to Tibbs for Xing him out quick after the third quarter.
Okay. What you think, Cash?
Because if you notice, he was a non-factor, and then JB didn't go back to him. He pretty much sat there with Malik, Tobias, Asor, and Duran.
Yeah, you're right on your analysis, man. He was pretty much new. He was pretty much neutralized, but also, he's experienced, so that's why he was able to cause a problem. I mean, he's a veteran. He knows the ins and outs. All the little tricks. All the way to position yourself, the way to go about your business. and so that's what made him a threat. But
Okay.
then once the counter move was made, then he became a non-threat.
And the counter move was campaign. To be honest with you, campaign and him getting a little warm. I ain't gonna say he was hot, but he was a little warm, and he knocked down some big shots.
Well, he was
And
warm. He was warm enough.
hey, bro, hey, he just had a sweater on. He ain't have his triple fat goose on with the fur lining. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, you know what I'm saying? My man, he wasn't in fuego, but he was, you know what I'm saying? He was, you know what I'm saying? He was a little caliente, not quite there, but but it was still big though.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the fact that how he was trying to play off of him, and when he played off of him, allowed campaign to be the veteran and had the confidence to say that, I'm gonna knock this down. Dude just left me wide open. Oh yeah, I'm finna rip one upon him.
What I would say is, and Dennis Schroeder's um his presence, he does bring a solid presence to an NBA team, man. That dude is good, right? There were some times they took some missteps. Things happen. Everything's not going to go your way in every game. It's life. It's life. Now, everything's not going to go your way all the time, right? What I will say though is I think JB Bickerstaff's offense reminds me of the 2023 New York Knicks, right? Where you have a dominant point guard, you have dudes on the wings and perimeter, you have a big that can dominate in the right situation, right? The offense is a little rudimentary because you have young guys trying to learn an NBA offense and veterans that are what I'm looking for. You have good veterans, but they're multi-dimensional, but not in a very
Exceptional way.
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
This is
yeah.
this is the problem with
And so,
Detroit. Oh, I'm sorry.
so just real quick, what I was going to say about Detroit's offense is when when we pressured Cade's dribbling and passing lanes, nobody else could work to get open, right? When Schroeder was on the floor, they actually could get, and I'm not saying on the floor without Cade, I'm saying on the floor with Cade, right? The few moments that I saw it, right? I think they could move the ball a little bit, but they don't have dynamic scorers and playmakers that could consistently score away from Cade and Dennis Schroeder, right? They don't have what would be a good example? They don't have um,
The it factor.
yeah, they don't have a Mikal Bridges
Yeah.
to get them buckets away from the point guards. They don't have an OG Anunoby that can get them buckets away from it. And basically, big chat. Basically, what I'm saying to you is, if their scorers are not set up by point guards, they can't score.
Yeah.
And it's not all. And the assist total won't tell the whole story for the game, right? But basically, if the Detroit guys don't have a guy to set players up, they really can't generate offense outside of the point.
You know what? One of Detroit's problems is they have two guys in a starting unit where each of us can probably make more 3-pointers than they can. And that's Duran and Asur Thompson.
Right.
Great in the paint. But if you force them to shoot jump shots or threes, alluding and this is in harmony with what you were saying, they're useless on offense.
Right.
I mean, Jalen Duran can set picks, but to hit a shot when you need to hit a shot, no. Now, Asur Thompson is learning how to cut. He's starting to become a good cutter.
Yeah, he's gonna be a great player, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. In years to come, he's going to be dangerous. But for right now, Both of them couldn't hit what's the saying, the brick on the side of a barn or whatever. Neither one of them.
Yeah.
Soulfinger need to Soulfinger need to come up here and say it himself. You know what I'm saying? But because
Yeah,
I'm not gonna take it. I ain't gonna take it from him. But I
yeah,
will
that
say
saying.
this.
I know. Yeah, I've heard him say it before too. But
Yo, listen, I'm gonna
you
say this
understand what I'm saying. Yep.
exactly, blood. But I'm gonna say this on some seriousness, yo. I don't wish injury on nobody, but I'm grateful they did not have Jaden Ivey because he might have been the X factor of it all of tonight's game. But with that said, when let's not sleep, yo. In the coming years,
Lee,
they're gonna be
Lee,
something to reckon with.
Lee. If they had Jaden Ivey, would they have traded for Dennis Schroeder?
Oh heck no, no, and they gained a lot by having him though. But you know what I'm saying. Unfortunately, they gained a lot by signing him because now if they decide to keep this young man, you know, maybe he can teach this young man something. But until then, oh well, it don't matter because tomorrow is tomorrow and today is today, and what they're dealing with is the hardest learning experience they're gonna learn, and it's gonna be a permanent learning experience. You cannot hang with an experienced playoff team, especially with two All NBA players, as well as a possible All Defensive Player of the Year guy. One of the best two-way players in the league right now. To really give a sore. I mean, not a sore, but give Kate Cunningham some fits because Kate is like thinking I should have had a better game, but he didn't realize the juggernaut that was in front of him. You know, shout out to my man OG. I can't think of you know his name better than I do, but shout out to OG because he really took on that challenge and he felt disrespected by how everybody what I'm saying was questioning who he was and what he was capable of doing, and he what I'm saying just like a lot of great defenders, you may not be able to stop a person from doing what they do if they're really good, but he made it so much hard for him, and he kind of put it on him like how John Morant faced his first real playoff situation, you know, where they really forced him to. You're gonna have to if you ain't knocking down the shot. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting to the bucket, making it easy for yourself. So shout out to OG. That man is phenomenal, and I swear he better be first team All NBA.
Okay. All right. Hey, so Cash, I got like a few minutes left, man, before I go enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Y'all know we don't rock on Saturdays. I just wanted to jump on real quick. Playoff game, old school Knicks in the morning. Me and Anthony D, y'all already know that's gonna be lit. Y'all already know off rip, that's gonna be crazy. Right?
Yeah, you got to go hug up with Miss Mocha. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, that's what lovers do, bro. That's what lovers do. So,
Yeah.
but so what do y'all have? What y'all got something else before we get out of here?
No, man. I think that's pretty much game one in the books. Checkmate to game one. On to the next.
I think there is so much meat on the bone with this Cash. Like I saw so much stuff. I saw so much. I saw the fact that the Knicks was not allowing the Pistons to drive to the rim baseline. Like they were cutting off baseline stuff. They were keeping all of Detroit's offense in front of them.
They played a great defensive game, man, as you supposed to in the playoffs.
No, that was just straight. That was straight veteran discipline,
Yeah.
and when it matters the most, they put it together. They was like, all right, let's stop all the BS and lollygagging and finger pointing. And I thought you got it, I got it. No, they were all assertive on every end of the court, you know, and
Right.
that's what real playoff slash championship teams do. You know, they don't make excuses. They, you know what I'm saying? They come up with results. You
Right.
know, like I say all the time, I say this to my wife, I say this to my children, I say this to my friends. Excuses are monuments of nothing. You can explain why you couldn't do it, but you couldn't explain to me why you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So they did it, they made it happen. We don't have no excuses for them tonight. All we have to say is big ups to everybody. Even, you know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all may think Mikal Bridges with all the women. He's just waiting for that man. That man's just waiting for his moment. So stop it with all that Mikal Bridges talk. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna have his one shining moment in this playoffs, and y'all gonna sit back and say, okay,
All right.
you know, as well as everybody, everybody. Tonight was Cam. You know what I'm saying? JB finished it off like he's supposed to because he's the finisher. You know what I'm saying? Almost like J. You know what I'm saying? Jay Boogie. Um, what can I say? Cat provided the steadiness. He held the helm. You know what I'm saying? Guiding us all the way down the way into the direction we needed to go. Josh Hart came in, and what did he do? He battled it out, and he made himself effective in the things that he did. OG was steady. You know what I'm saying? Consistent. Held us down. Constant scoring, battling, overpowering his matchups. You know, come on now.
Right.
This the New York Knicks, y'all. This the
Yeah.
New York Knicks, y'all. If y'all ain't ready for them, y'all better get on out the way. And if y'all can't support that,
Hey, Lee, you want
y'all
to
ain't
get?
no real Knicks fan.
Yeah. Hey, you want to get? Hey, Cash, go ahead, bro, because I'm gonna get out of here. My bad, Lee.
No,
You,
he pretty much summed everything up, man. I really don't have anything to add to it. All the only
yeah.
thing that I do have
I'm
to add
I'm
is
sorry. I'm sorry you couldn't follow up.
All right.
there. That's all
All
right.
right.
The
So
only thing that I will say is, they got that big screen out of MSG, and I had one of my men hit me up, and he said it was bananas out there, man, outside the garden for the
yeah,
game. Oh my goodness! He
yeah,
said
Like
he
it's
said you
always
got to come
supposed to
up,
be.
man. He
yeah.
said you got to come up, man. He put the phone out, and it was crazy, man. And
All
this
right.
is outside the garden.
Yeah, that was outside the garden. Let me do this. So Malik Hadad, man, appreciate it. He said that dude Cade Mid, Chino Hills all the way. Thank y'all for the stream and happy Easter. Let's go Knicks. And I'm gonna say this to y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Channel's going crazy. Channel growing
Please, baby,
right
please.
now.
Yeah, it's blowing
Channel
up,
going
man.
crazy
Like
right now.
Spike
Blowing
Lee,
up.
like Spike Lee,
Hey,
like Spike
hold
Lee
on.
said.
Hey, thank y'all. I'm trying to get to a thing, man. I got to put my man backstage because he excited about the dub, and I'm excited too. Right? I just want to say this thing though, without getting cut off. Thank y'all for helping the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, make sure y'all comment and share this stuff with everybody, man. Man, we basically doing the very best that we can do for y'all to do dope content, man. We gonna get out of here. I'm gonna see if I can scramble up Corey Lee and see if we can do some 201 boys in the morning. See, do some 201 boys in the morning. See if we can dust off these microphones. See what we can do, man. Li1, I'm with you, man. Get them brooms out. I'ma holler at y'all. Oh, thank y'all again, man. Helping with the channel growth, man. Hey, yo, me and Lee was talking about 4,000 subscribers. Man, we might look like we on our way to 10,000. So from the very, very, very bottom of my heart, I want to say our goal was like 4,000, and y'all showed mad love for Uncle Freezy and Florence Tears, and so look like instead of 4,000, look like we on our way to 10,000. Me and Wise did a Substack yesterday. I'm gonna put the link to the joint on our channel, and we're gonna get out of here, y'all. Peace.